Hi, hope you're having a great day wherever you are. Today, a lot of interesting crypto news, so let's just dive in. First, with BlockFi updates terms of service for its Bitcoin and Ethereum interest accounts. So in just yesterday's announcements, there are a few very key points. One is they already announced that they have increased their client base, right? In terms of crypto deposits, it's very high now. It is $53 million as of April 2019. That means it's a very popular product, right? So that's very good. And now to make it even more popular, they're actually listening to their clients, their demand, right? To actually reduce the barrier to entry to actually earn interest. So now you only need 0.5 units of Bitcoin to earn interest. The high interest is actually 6.2%, right, as of current interest rate, and anything above or up to 25 units of Bitcoin will earn that 6.2%. But anything above that, so if you have like 30 Bitcoin with them, then the 26 to 30 Bitcoin will only earn 2% interest, which is something like the normal savings accounts, right? But for Ether, it is a bit different, where they are now even reducing that means it's basically harder for Ethereum holders to earn the higher interest rates. So basically, previously they have actually balances up to 500 units of Ether will earn the higher interest rates of 6.2%. But now they are reducing that. So basically that means they want to actually make it optimized for the small holders. Only balances up to 250 units of Ether will earn the 6% interest rates, and then anything above, let's say 251, so the 1 unit of Ethereum will only earn you 2%, right? So they just want to make sure that they want to benefit, or their target market is really more the individual people and not so much the institutional clients or people who are rich, right, who have a huge holdings. So next is, of course, they are now entering India, so which is a huge market for them. So very, very good news for this. And it seems that although I have my doubt about a centralized holding actually safeguarding your crypto, but I can understand why people are going so attracted into these products, because honestly, the interest is very high and basically it just works your crypto harder in this kind of tough market especially. But the good news is that I understand that people are already earning interest, so that's very good news for them, right? But I still do have my concerns that when the crypto market experience a super bull run, how soon can they really honor the withdrawals? Because they actually have up to 7 days to actually process your withdrawal. Then at what price are they going to give you, that withdrawal? Is it at the price of your process entry, or is it at the price when they actually give you the money? So that is not clear to me. Yeah, so that's why there's still that concern. And of course, a big risk is, of course, right, you are parking your money with a company that is not it is insured, but it is not guaranteed that they will survive, right? And if really they go under one day, I'm not saying that they will, but there's always that possibility, right, that any company will go under, although they have very strong investors behind them. So what will happen to your crypto? So there's all this risk to think about. But of course, I must also say on the positive side, they have very strong backers, and of course, they have honored their commitments to pay interest so far, so that's very good. So the other thing is that please note that there's a withdrawal fee, right, of 0.0025 units of Bitcoin. So it's subject to price of Bitcoin, right? Yeah, so if Bitcoin prices are going up, then your fee is basically much higher, yeah, and 0.0015 Ethereum for your Ethereum holdings, yeah. So that's just all these things you must take note of if you are parking your crypto with them. But yes, I can understand why people are attracted because of the super high interest rate, and we are still in a very bad winter. Next, we have Japan's second richest man bet massively on Bitcoin, and he lost $130 million. So Maya Yoshida-san is the founder of SoftBank, right? And he's the second richest man in Japan. And he's now said, right, that he actually bought Bitcoin at the peak of the prices, which is close to $20,000, and he immediately sold it off when prices actually crashed to half. It is not clear how much he invested, but basically it just shows that he has lost 130 million worth of dollars, right? But of course, it is still a very small amount to his total net worth, right? He's said to have net worth of $24 billion. So it's nothing for him, but in terms of amount, of course, huge, right? Now, what is the significance of this news is that Masayoshi is a very, very sophisticated, very brilliant guy, right? Because I mean, he has a clear visionary. He had invested in Alibaba after just 5 minutes, right, with conversation with Jack Ma, and basically then, you know, he's able to bet that $100 million, which is now worth $132 billion. So it's a 1,000 times increase, right? So he has that knack for investing, but yet smart people, brilliant people like this can also subject to greed, right? And they also can make mistakes. So then just point to the point that no one has a crystal ball. No one can really tell the future, but as long as people see potential in something, that they will invest. That's all it is to say, right? And of course, now we are just a fraction of the peak prices, right? It's basically 25% of the 20,000 peak, despite the recent run up, about 40% run up since the beginning of this year, right? So that means if you have bought in the trough, in the deepest point, which is the recent deepest point of 3,200 in December 2018, you will have already gained 40% just by a few months, right? So that was basically what happened, yeah? So something to think about. Next, Bitfury institutional Bitcoin mining fund gains EU regulator approval. So this is the first time a huge a very significant brand name kind of mining fund is available to professional investors and institutions, and furthermore it is regulated by Liechtenstein regulator. So that's very, very good news, right? What happened is that Bitfury is a Forbes listed company, so they are $1 billion worth of company, and now that they're coming to actually provide a Bitcoin mining fund, which is a very, very convenient access to institutions and accredited investors to have that, to be able to get hold of Bitcoin at basically much, much lower prices, because you're just paying the cost of the mining infrastructure, right? Now, of course, that this firm, both Bitfury and their basically is their company, so because if they have a minor investment in the partnering firm Final Frontier, is a Switzerland-based investment firm. They are partnering up to actually offer this. Why would so I do see this as a very good news. And why would institutions want to go with them? Because basically remove a lot of the technical barrier, right? A lot of the just execution difficulties, and also a lot of mining operations have actually failed. So now at least you have a big name, doing all the work for you. They are basically securing the site, they are buying all the infrastructure, they are doing all the hard work for you, and all you have to do is, of course, you have to pay them some fees. It's not clear how much is the fees, but I would think it's definitely north of 2% or more, yeah? The other thing is that, of course, there's a risk. What happened is that it is very, very convenient. So the risk is the fees, right? That will, of course, offset. But of course, again, if it's a flat fee, then again, so that's not so bad. But the downside, of course, is that you are still centralizing the power to this firm, Bitfury, right? Although it is again a Forbes listed firm, doesn't mean that, right? I mean, they are still a counterparty risk here. As long as they're central party, there's always that counterparty risk involved, yeah? So that is the only downside I want to highlight here. Next, Samsung developing a Ethereum-based blockchain may issue their own token. So it is a CoinDesk exclusive report, right? It is a rumor, so it is not confirmed, but it's definitely according to CoinDesk in Korea, that they have sources, right, that's familiar with Samsung's internal situation, said that they are in the process of building their own blockchain on top of Ethereum network. But it is not clear yet whether it is going to be a private chain, which is then something like the JPM coin, or it is going to be a public, or it is going to be a hybrid. That is not clear. But again, it is not surprised that basically, Samsung will do something like this. After all, I think just about 2 months ago that they have, announced their new phone, Galaxy S10, having an integrated crypto wallet, right? So all this is just saying that Samsung is really, really, embracing crypto, and they are one of the forefront player, right? So very, very huge, great news for crypto overall. Next, Societe Generale issues tokenized bonds on Ethereum blockchain. So, Societe Generale Group is one of the largest financial institutions in France that they are doing a testing of issuing their bonds on blockchain. And the interesting thing is they're also utilizing Ethereum blockchain. So, what it is they are the issuer and they are also the sole investor. That means that what they are doing is really just a test bed, right? They're just doing a pilot for themselves, and they highlighted basically there's a lot of pros, a lot of benefits from this because there's product scalability, reduced time to market, very little error, right? And it's super fast, and also the cost little, cut down a lot of intermediaries. So that means little error and fast time to market, right? So that's great. The other two things I want to highlight here is that both this issuance of first bond issuance, right, tokenized bonds, and the earlier on of the Samsung having their own blockchain, both these huge companies are utilizing Ethereum network. So that ought to tell you again, right? Ethereum has a very, very solid proposition, especially very, very good to cater to big names, companies, and huge names like because what happened is that Ethereum is one of the very professional blockchain network out there, and it is not centralized. So that is the other very, very plus point, right, that Ethereum has. So last one is Tron, potential partnership with Liverpool Football Club. So this, if it materializes, it is going to be a huge news for crypto and of course Tron. Now, Justin Sun, in just today's tweet, just 5-6 hours ago from the time of recording, he has basically revealed in a tweet that he has gotten an invitation, and it is just a unique to Tron that they want to partner up. It is not clear what kind of partnership it is, but regardless, right? Liverpool is such a prominent name. They are very, very high profile in a champion, the Premier League, right, and all this, right? So, and of course, football is the world's most famous sport, right? You look at every year when the World Cup, that kind of fever, right? Everyone is tuning in to watch World Cup, and this is a uniting factor. So if Justin Sun can partner with Liverpool, perhaps they have to pay, right? Regardless, Tron logo will still appear on Liverpool t-shirt, and that's just be great news for all the awareness of Tron and of course overall crypto. So with that, right, I just want to end it here and hope you're having a great day. If you do like this, please subscribe, leave a like, leave me a comment, let me know what you think, right? And I just think every day, right, we have just more and more great news of the crypto. And hope you're having a great day ahead. Thank you so much for your time.